What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 5, Episode 2. This is the recap. So down below, I want you guys to let me know, how did y'all feel about this episode? What do y'all think about your boy Unique with him leaving? Do y'all believe he's really gone, or will he return? Know what I'm saying? If I was him, I would just stay away. If he comes back, it's like a death wish. Might as well just stay with Pernissa and your son and rebuild somewhere else. Coming back is not worth it in my opinion, but if he is to stay gone, it does create opportunity for him to return in the Power Universe some way. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see what they're going to do with Unique's character, but your boy Joey Badass, he definitely put on a crazy performance when it came to the character of Unique. I mean, he was a character that was supposed to die, but he wanted to stay on the show so bad they actually brought him back. They actually had to change the script when Ronnie was supposed to kill him, but he said, nah, I gotta come back. Y'all cannot let me go out like that. So this is the story that we got. But as I told you, if I was him, I would just stay away. But in this episode, we are officially smoking on that Phil Russo pack, that Akbar pack. They up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna make it. And we knew eventually Phil Russo was going to, get smoked just based off what we saw from him in the last season, not finishing off Stefano. Like, you're going to staff him and then, leave? Like, really? Finish the damn job. Which he didn't, so now he is up out of here. And, hey, it is what it is with that one. Now, this episode was more of a build-up episode. Of course, Unique ended up leaving. But at the same time, they were building up Rock and her alliances. Of course, we saw Kanan, Breeze, Snaps and Pops, and Stefano getting their stuff together, and of course getting Unique out the picture. So now we're going to see what's going to happen next within this story, and with only 6 episodes left, I'm expecting it to go out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff is about to pop off in these last 6 episodes, so I can't wait to see it. But let's go ahead and talk about the topic of discussion. I'm going to try to focus on all the key points that we saw in this episode. If I miss anything, I want you guys to let me know down below. So what do we see in episode 2 titled Mini Man? Now the episode starts out with your boy Unique going to see Pernissa, and it's crazy because the episode ended with Unique taking Pernissa and this kid up out of there. But y'all know Pernissa, she wants Unique to stay, with her and Jerome. She does not want him going back. But he's like, look, I'm going to die on the south side. I'm going back, plain and simple. But he just does not see that. She's telling him, look, you can do and be whatever you want. You don't have to do this. So now he's all in his head as far as what he wants to do, but we know eventually he's going to listen to her. Now we get to your boy Phil Russo, and you already know, once they start showing family, start showing more screen time of this guy, it's pretty much over for him. And he ends up leaving. Carmine sets him up as well. It's all a part of the game plan. He had that look on his face like he knew he was about to get his ass dropped off, and that's exactly what ended up happening. I mean, that boy got smoked quickly. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he got more time than Lulu from the looks of it. You know what I'm saying? He got to actually have a conversation, got a car ride and all that stuff. He got to talk. He had dialogue. He got more time, but it doesn't really matter. He still got his ass smoked. We are officially smoking on that Phil Russo pack. Now, of course, Stefano is happy as hell that Phil Russo's out the picture, but Rock, she still wants to do business with him. Even though they had issues in the past, even though Marvin has screwed things up, she's like, look, we can still make money. We've done this before. Let's continue to do it. But Stefano's like, hell nah, it ain't happening. He is done working with her. And if she tries to move anything in Queens, he got hitters out there that's going to take them out. So this whole relationship that they used to have, it is over. Your boy Stefano is definitely an enemy right now. And Rock, she's going to be moving somewhere else. And he tells her, you got to go. So we're going to see if Stefano going to get pissed off as far as Rock's next move, which is going to be in Manhattan. Now we get to Kanan and law enforcement. They come to his apartment, put them guns on him, and they arrest him. We already know what time it is. This is Rock's, doing. It's Officer Buckley, who she has, under her pocket, who she's paying off. We've seen this in the past, right? And Kanan understands this. He's like, look, I know what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? This is my mom's work. They telling him it's time for him to go back to school, get his education. You know what I'm saying? And he don't need to be moving any more weight. His operations is shut down. If they catch him once again, they're going to beat him down even worse. His legs is going to be broke from what they saying. He's like, look, I know what y'all did. I know my mom's paid y'all off. Y'all killed my best friend Famous. You know what I'm saying? He's saying his name. They looking at him like, what the hell is a Famous? Like, what you talking about? Like, what your dumb ass talking about for real? He's like, well, I know what y'all did. My mom set all this up or whatever. Like, nah. She set it up for you to get caught right here. But as far as taking out Famous, hell nah. And after this conversation, you can kind of tell Kanan looked at confused, like, man, so did she really do it? Like what's going on? Nah, they didn't do it, dumbass. See, Snaps and Pops got in your head because you know your mom got, connections with law enforcement, which you're seeing right now. But guess who else has connections with law enforcement? Snaps and Pops, and you saw them last season. So maybe you need to start looking the other way and not your mom's. I mean, everybody's been telling you that she ain't do this. In Rock, she would just tell you at this point, in my opinion. I mean, she already told you what she did to D-Wiz. And if she had to take out Famous and even Crystal, I believe at this point she would just tell you, especially after what your dumbass did to Lulu. You pulled a gun out on her as well. So, I mean, come on. So, how long is it going to take Kanan to figure this out? When he does figure it out, probably more bodies going to get dropped off. That's what I'm thinking. Now we get to Rock and Marvin, and she's telling Marvin what went down with Stefano as far as not being able to move weight in Queens. And she's talking about how the Afghans don't play around. We know she had that meeting with Hafiz in the last episode. They got to move weight. So her game plan is to go to Manhattan to see what she can do. And she don't give a damn about Stefano. She feels like he shouldn't care. As I told you guys earlier, what y'all think Stefano going to be all about? Do y'all think he going to give a damn? I mean, we shall see, right? Now we get back to your boy Unique and Pernissa and his son Jerome. And I'm going to tell you right now, this hug right here, this is what saved Unique in my opinion. Because he felt some type of way in the last episode when Jerome didn't really, give him that attention that he wanted. Because Jerome was going through a lot. I mean, they got hemmed up. He ain't liking, what's going on. He ain't liking people pointing guns at him. Him and his mom's getting hemmed up. But Jerome did run to him and give him the hug, which lets him know his son really does love him. And Unique understands this more than ever. He told Jerome, you don't know how much I needed this hug. Well, he telling the truth. To me, Jerome and his hug definitely saved him from making a dumb decision by staying in New York. But y'all can let me know what y'all think. Now we get to Breeze and his boy Taz. And I'm going to tell you right now, this guy right here, he is a problem. He is jealous of Kanan. He's not liking that he's not allowed to go to this meeting with Breeze, Snaps and Pops, and Kanan and Stefano. And he's like, shouldn't I be in there? And Breeze is like, nah, you know what I'm saying? You got other stuff to do. So this is the second time where we see him get upset. And we know he ended up telling Unique about this meeting. That's how Unique found out. Now we get to your girl detective Jukebox. She is trying to figure things out. She's asking Marvin, did he learn anything else about Lulu as far as who put him down? Of course, Unique is the only person that they are talking about for real. Jukebox understands that Unique and Rock was, hooking up. You know what I'm saying? He was clapping those cheeks, and maybe Rock knows more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's some intel that she has, and she's telling Marvin this, and Marvin's like, well, what you want me to do? You want me to go and have a conversation, with her about hooking up with Unique and all this stuff? He feels like he can't really do nothing about it, but we can tell that Jukebox is watching everything. And for her to even bring this up to Marvin lets us know how serious she is, because that conversation about Unique, and from my understanding, was a conversation that was just between those two, right? So for her to even say this could lead to more secrets being exposed, like Rock being pregnant by Unique. So we're going to see what's going to happen. But as I told you, and we all know, Jukebox is the key to everything, because she's going to have to figure it out, because Kanan, he too damn dumb. Now we get to Rock, and she is doing a lot of work in this episode, trying to, build up her new alliances and create business for herself in Manhattan. She's going around trying to get intel on who is moving work in Manhattan. She gets word about Flossie, and then she has the conversation with your boy Joey Pants. He's playing the character Pino. He tells her he will be willing to do business with her, but she has to find her own clientele and find ways to move the work herself, which she's like, look, I got some ideas. You know what I'm saying? Give me the intel on Flossie, which sets up the meeting with Flossie. But your boy Joaquin, he is the reason that Rock even got this meeting with Pino. You know what I'm saying? Pino, he is the head of the Manhattan Mafia. So that's a good thing for your girl Rock. Now she finally meets up with Flossie, and Flossie, she truly respects Rock. I mean, Rock is doing business that's male dominated, and Flossie understands this. Now Rock wants to use Flossie's girls to move weight, and Flossie has heard this pitch before, you know what I'm saying, as far as somebody wanting to use her girls to do business, right? But Flossie has never accepted this, because it's always been a male that has pitched this idea to her. And it's always a male that tries to, take over and get her out the way, and she has to kill them. But since it's Rock, she's going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She's a female, and as of right now, it seems like she's trusting her. And she's like, look, I need a big cut. I already know Pino is getting his cut, but I'm going to need a big cut as well. So things seem like they're going, good for Rock. I mean, Flossie does have connections with the police as well. So as long as Rock does not mess this up, she should be good, right? But I got a feeling it's going to be something. You already know every time Rock is working with somebody, it's always some type of issues. It's always going to be a beef, wars, bodies getting dropped off. So you know it's just a matter of time before all this backfires. And your boy Kanan, Snaps and Pops, Stefano, Breeze, they may be the reason why this backfires, but we shall see. Now we get to Stefano, Snaps and Pops, Breeze, and Kanan, and they're talking business. This is the introduction of Breeze to Stefano, right? And of course, Stefano, he still wants to be a part of the business, but he doesn't want to be out there like he used to be. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to get his cut, stay in the background, and that's it. He is tired of all the mess, all the drama. He even tells Snaps and Pops, if they go to war with somebody and they lose their territory, he will be willing to do business with the person that took their spot. So he ain't really tying down to nobody. It's just business for him, and he wants to stay out of all the drama. Now Breeze, has a funny introduction telling him why they call him Breeze and all that stuff. He flows in, he flows out, Breeze. Of course, he knows who Kanan is, right? And we know he understands that Unique was doing business. He was an ally with Phil Russo, and he ain't having it. He's like, look, he got to go, basically. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about it ain't going to be easy, but Stefano's like, screw all that. It can be. Get him up out of here. Now, they don't actually show that part, but we already know what time it is. He don't want Unique a part of the picture, which means that Kanan and Breeze, they will try to get him up out of here. Now we get to Breeze and Unique is pissed off. He's like, man, so why y'all didn't invite me to that meeting? Y'all trying to cut me out. He's not trusting it. And Unique is correct. He understands the business. He's been around a long time, so he ain't no dummy. Breeze tells him he has nothing to worry about. He is, a part of this game plan. And he was telling Unique that basically he is not the top dog no more. It ain't like it used to be. Your soldiers ain't what they used to be out here. They're going to go to the next person that's feeding them, and you struggling right now. But he tells him, look, none of that matters because you're not cut out of this deal. You good. But Unique understands that he's on borrowed time and that he has to make a move before they make a move on him. Now we get to Marvin and Shirley sees Marvin moving in all these boxes, so she knows something is up. Marvin tells her that him and Rock are going to buy out her shares of the club, and basically they taking over. And they're going to give her a fair price, so she doesn't really have a choice. And she's like, why are you doing this? And he says, because Lou ain't here anymore. We know she says Lou will not approve of this, which that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Marvin's like, yeah, he probably won't approve of this. Now, Shirley, just leave. Trust me, it ain't going to be worth the bloodshed trying to fight over this at all. Lulu is not here anymore. It's a lot going on. She understands this. She's old anyway. Might as well just retire, take this money, and ride off into the sunset. They going to destroy themselves. You know what I'm saying? They definitely going to destroy themselves by the end of the season. And you ain't got to be a part of any of it. Now we get the Breeze and Kanan and the crew, and they're showing us their operation as far as them moving pills this season. Now, this operation, something bad gonna happen. We know this just based off that official trailer. Somebody may end up getting dropped off as far as moving these pills, and Rock may be the person that's going to send those hitters. Now, Kanan is happy as hell, telling his crew that we back at it once again. And once Kanan leaves, he runs into your boy Unique. Unique is telling him, look, we can just do business. I don't trust Snaps and Pops, Breeze, Stefano. We can't trust them. Know what I'm saying? We need to stick together, basically. They're just using us in order to get our crews or whatever and keep us around long enough for us to get dropped off. That way the crews don't go crazy when something bad happens to us. So your boy Unique has been around the block. He understands the business, the history, and he is trying to let Kanan know. But Kanan, he doesn't understand it. Well, he doesn't want to understand it. Put it like that. And we know Unique does ask about Lulu. He said, word around the block is I put him down, but you ain't saying nothing about it. Kanan plays it off like, well, what I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying? They ain't going to bring him back. I'm about business, basically. But Unique understands if it was somebody that he loved, he ain't going to be playing around. You know what I'm saying? He going to be catching some bodies, and seeing how Kanan is not moving like that is questioning, if Kanan did it. He's like, did Marvin do it? Did Rock do it? Or did you do it? You know what I'm saying? So Unique ain't stupid. And now Kanan is like, man, this dude know too much. You know what I'm saying? This old head gotta go. That's exactly what he is thinking. And we know he probably was happy as hell when him and Breeze were trying to get him up out of here at the end of the episode. But man, Unique is spitting game. Game that Kanan does not really understand right now, but eventually he will. He's going to see exactly what Unique was talking about as far as snaps and pops and Breeze. Now we get to Breeze and Taz, and Breeze is very upset with him. He's like, why did you tell Unique about that meeting? It had to be you because didn't nobody know about it but the people that was in the meeting and you. So he already understands what time it is. Y'all know Taz is upset, talking about, well, I thought he should have known about that meeting. Dude, you slipping up. Know what I'm saying? You need to be moving a little bit better than this. And Breeze is pretty much warning him that something's going to happen to him. And I'm pretty sure Kanan going to get him as well. Now we get to Unique and Akbar. They're having their final conversation. Akbar is going back to New Jersey, trying to lay low out of all this mess. Unique is like, man, I don't know about leaving. I can't run away from nothing. Akbar tells him, well, maybe it's not about running away to something. Maybe it's about, going to something else. So now Unique is thinking even more like, okay, I could go somewhere else. I could rebuild and do something different. So as I told you guys earlier, yes, Unique is talking about leaving. He may not come back to this show, but is it a chance that Unique does pop up in the future of the Power universe? Now we get to Detective Garcia. He has brought Aisha and her family in, and he is trying to warn her of Jukebox and her family, talking about her family is tied to a lot of murders and drugs and all types of illegal stuff, and he is trying to get intel. Does Aisha know anything? Of course, Aisha ain't gonna say nothing, but Detective Garcia ain't playing around. He is trying to see what he can get, but we know Aisha will tell Jukebox about this later on in the episode. Now Marvin is paying off guys on the block to give him intel about Unique's location. They give him intel about Akbar. They call him a roly-poly looking ass boy, right? Fake ass B.I.G. looking boy. But of course, Marvin will be planning on going to that bar to see if he can get any intel on Unique. Now we get to Aisha and Jukebox, and Aisha tells her about Detective Garcia bringing her in, and of course her talking to him, but of course she says she did not tell him anything. And basically Detective Garcia told her just to stay away from Jukebox. It's going to be safer. And Jukebox told Aisha, well, maybe that is the best. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should just stay away from me. And she kind of brushed Aisha off very, disrespectfully. But Jukebox was just upset. She does like Aisha, but she's getting sick and tired of law enforcement. She is getting sick and tired of Detective Garcia. And we know this because she went to a spot. And we can see Detective Garcia right here with his family, his wife. She's pregnant. And that's probably what ended up saving him, because Jukebox was about to catch a body. She does not give a damn that Detective Garcia is law enforcement. I mean, this girl went to the military. She's already caught a body. Uncle Lulu just got dropped off, so she on one. Now, we know in the next episode, Detective Garcia, he's going to look kind of shook when Jukebox approaches him. So as I told you, he does not want her as an enemy. Now we get to Uncle Marvin. He finally approaches Akbar, and Akbar laughing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't think Marvin was going to do what he said he was going to do. Like, dude, where is Unique? You laughing. Marvin shooting. He dropped off everybody. Akbar on the ground, crying, and your boy Uncle Marvin is like, well, are you going to tell me where Unique is at? Next thing we know, Marvin smokes this dude. And apparently he got the intel right before he died, because we know Uncle Marvin found the location. But I guess we're officially smoking on that Akbar pack. Now we get to Breeze and Kanan, and now it's time for them to try to get Unique up out of here. They think they got it all figured out. They think they gonna catch him slipping, but no. Unique said, hell nah, not today. I am leaving. Y'all not catching me. So of course they pissed off. They're like, man, ain't nobody here. We know Marvin, he gets the location of where Unique was at with Pernissa and his son. But guess what? Unique ain't there either. We saw plates on the table. They made sure they got a good meal right before they hit that road. And the look on Marvin's face is like, man, this dude is slippery as hell. Now, I like how they gave us Unique's character, the ending, with older Kanan telling us on how when you were brought into the game, you believe that you can be different. You're supposed to be like Tony Montana. You're supposed to, embrace this lifestyle. The hardest thing to do for a drug dealer is to step away from the game, because it's like you're stepping away from yourself. But Unique, he was probably one of the strongest guys that was able to do this, that he knows, and he said respect at the end. So with him giving us like that outro for Unique's character, it really does seem like that is the end for him for real. Like that's the end of his story on, Power Book 3 Raising Kanan. Hell, maybe even in the Power universe, because Kanan was talking about how stepping away from the game in general. Know what I'm saying? So even if he was to pop up again, what will he be doing? If he ain't in the drug game, then we don't need to see Unique. We don't need to be seeing no more false retirement of characters leaving and they ain't supposed to be on the show and then they pop back up. I mean, if he is to pop back up, as I told you, that means he might as well get dropped off. It's a death wish in my opinion. I seen one of you guys said he don't need to be like Brock Lesnar. Know what I'm saying? Popping up every now and then, retiring, coming back. We don't need that. Unique, I guess if you're going to go out, it's respectable that you went out like this. You left, you with your family. That's more important in this drug game. It's more important to be with your family instead of catching bodies and being in all that mess. I mean, this game has destroyed you for real. You know what I'm saying? With your brother Ronnie and all the stuff that's went down with you and Rock, all the wars, the bodies, it ain't worth it. So he might as well just stay away and be cool with his family. But we talking about TV, the Power universe. You just never know how things are going to go, right? So down below, I want y'all to let me know, do y'all believe Unique may end up coming back, or is this really the end for him? But y'all let me know, what do y'all think about episode 2? Very good episode, building up storylines with The Rock, of course her allies and the things that she's going to be doing, and of course Kanan and Breeze continuing to build their storyline. I believe with Unique out of the picture, we're going to see more of Kanan and Breeze, and of course we're going to see the truth revealed. Marvin and Jukebox should find out that Kanan was the one that dropped off Lulu, and when that happens, we already know what time it is. It's going to be hell to pay. Now, we'll be dropping that what to expect for episode 3 over the weekend, so stay tuned for that. I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.